Recently, I did a video on land reclamation that was taking place behind movie town Port of Spain Trinidad. Based on the comments I received on that video, I realized that many people do not know the extent of land reclamation that has taken place around Port of Spain over the last 220 years, and how significantly it has changed the face of Port of Spain Trinidad. In this video, we're going to look at some of the places where land reclamation has taken place around Port of Spain over the last 220 years and see how that land reclamation has significantly changed the face of Port of Spain. Many will be familiar with the Brian Lara Promenade and Independence Square, but 225 years ago, this area was called Marine Square, and for good reason. What is now the road on Independence Square South was instead the sea. Yes, the sea came up to what is now Brian Lara Promenade in Port of Spain. Then, in 1803, land reclamation took place to make this area into solid land. Well, somewhat solid, because when they were erecting the Central Bank towers, in digging down to place the foundations, they hit water. I am told, because I'm not allowed in that section of the Central Bank, that there are pumps in the basement for pumping out water even today. South Quay, Port of Spain is traversed by thousands every day, and I believe the majority do not know that they are walking or driving along what was once the sea. When the land reclamation took place at Marine Square, this area continued to be underwater until 1830, when more land reclamation took place to turn this area into solid land. Some of the businesses, like Trinidad Import-Export Company and J.N. Harriman and Company, that you see on the streets, the lower streets that intersect with South Quay, Chacon Street and Abercrombie Street. These businesses have the appearance of warehousing. And that is because in the 1800s, these buildings were actually warehouses as the sea came up to that area. It was known as Stinking Corner, and boats, schooners, would be able to come and tie up alongside the warehouse and offload their goods directly into the warehouses. Heading to Western Trinidad, you're most likely to travel along Wrightson Road. The area in front of the fire station was originally called Cobo Town, as it was an area of mudflats inhabited by Cobo. Fishermen would bring their boats to this area to sell fish to the inhabitants of Port of Spain and toss the entrails to be eaten by the Cobo. There's a little plaque as a reminder of the original name in the square opposite the fire station. The small white building at the corner was a film vault erected to store movies that were brought by sea, and it was there because this area was the seashore. In 1903, Walsh Wrightson oversaw the land reclamation that led to the construction of the first part of this road. Incidentally, have you ever wondered why the area on the edge of Port of Spain is called sea lots? This is because when that area was divided up, people said they were getting a house lot that was in the sea. The original inhabitants took rock and soil from Laventille to fill up their house lots to create solid land. Wrightson, however, was not responsible for the entire construction of what we know as Wrightson Road. In 1930, Ranjit Kumar was responsible for completing the construction of what we call Wrightson Road. Just think that without the land reclamation in this area, we would not have this roadway today on the western side of Port of Spain, and would not have the businesses that now occupy this area. Coming to more recent times, prior to the 1980s, this area was all totally mangroves. Then, in the 1980s, land reclamation took place that allowed for the construction of the Audrey Jeffers Highway. Can you imagine the nightmare it would be if all the present traffic in and out of West Port of Spain had to use Mucurapo Road and the Western Main Road through St. James? This land reclamation in this area certainly made our lives easier. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and share the video. If you continue further west, you will encounter the area of West Moorings by the sea, and if you are old enough, you will remember that this was originally a mangrove that was filled using rocks from the hillsides at the entrance of Diego Martin. We normally think about land reclamation as extending the land into the sea, but that is not the only type of land reclamation that has been taking place in Trinidad. As a little boy living in Pinal and attending primary school in San Fernando, I would pass through Debe every day. Back then, much of Debe on either side of the main road was low-lying land with extensive rice cultivation. Now look at Debe. Much of that low-lying land has been filled and has houses and businesses. Debe is not the only such area. As a teenager living in Point Fortin and going to secondary school in San Fernando, I would go through Rosilac every day. In the Grand Trace area, it was low-lying land with fields of rice. Now much of that land has been filled with houses and businesses erected. So land reclamation has changed Port of Spain and its environs, and many today will not recognize that areas they frequent were once mudflats and mangroves. Land reclamation continues, and not all are large-scale projects. In Cocorite and Carenage, people have continuously been reclaiming land from the sea. If you want to see other videos of outdoor activities in Trinidad, select one of the videos that is appearing on your screen now.